All right, let's dive into something that might sound a little weird. Have you ever noticed how some people who make a ton of money seem like they're always broke? But then you've got other folks on a way more modest income who are totally secure. What is going on there? Well, the answer is kind of hiding in plain sight. It's a hidden cost that's attached to literally everything you own. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on it. So just imagine this for a second. Two apartments right in the same neighborhood. In the first one, you've got someone pulling in $95,000 a year. Inside, it's decked out. We're talking a giant 75-inch TV, closets so full you can't even close them, but this person is stressed out, living paycheck to paycheck. Now picture the other apartment. The person here makes just $52,000. It's simple, you know? The stuff they have is useful, it has a purpose. And this person, they're totally confident, sitting on 18 months of savings. So what gives? How is it possible that the person earning almost half as much is actually like 10 times more secure? It's not about the income. That's the crazy part. It's all about their relationship with, well, their stuff. And to really get this, we have to look past the sticker price. We need to uncover this idea called the second cost. Honestly, this is the key to the whole thing. So here's the big idea, the main takeaway. Everything you buy, everything you own, it costs you money twice. Yep, twice. The first time is when you buy it, right? The purchase price. That's the obvious one. But then there's this second cost. This is the invisible, ongoing price you keep paying day after day just for the privilege of owning that thing. Okay, let's make this real, not just some abstract idea. Think about that treadmill you bought with the best intentions. It takes up, maybe 20 square feet in your apartment or house. Well, in a lot of cities, that little patch of real estate has what you could call an implicit rent of up to $1,000 a year. $1,000. You're basically paying rent for something that, let's be honest, is probably just a really expensive clothes hanger at this point. And it's not just about storage, not by a long shot. Take something like a boat. The rule of thumb in the industry is that you're going to spend about 10% of its value every single year on maintenance. We're talking winterization, insurance, repairs, the whole shebang. So on a $30,000 boat, that's $3,000 a year. Even if you never get it out on the water, it just sits there, costing you money. So this whole second cost thing really breaks down into 4 hidden costs. First, you've got storage, right? The space it takes up. Then there's maintenance, all the upkeep and repairs. Third, and this one's a biggie, is mental energy. All the clutter, the worry, the decision fatigue that comes from just having too much stuff. And last, but definitely not least, is opportunity cost. Think about it. Every dollar you have tied up in something is a dollar that isn't out there working for you, invested and growing. You know, let's just park on that mental energy piece for a second because it's wild. This isn't just some fluffy, feel-good idea. I'm talking about actual science. Studies have shown that physical clutter in your environment actually increases your cortisol levels. That's your body's main stress hormone. It literally makes it harder for your brain to focus. So yeah, all your stuff, it's literally biologically stressing you out. Okay, so understanding the second cost is one thing, but what do you actually do about it? How do you actually fight back? Well, that's where this minimalist's toolkit comes in. Let's get into some simple, powerful rules you can actually start using like today. It really boils down to 3 rules to help you master your money. First, calculate your cost per use. Second, apply what's called the replacement test. And third, create some spending friction. Let's break those down. First up, calculate cost per use. This one is so simple but so powerful. Before you buy something, just do a little mental math. Take the price and divide it by the number of times you think you'll actually use it. So that trendy $200 jacket you might wear twice, that's $100 every time you put it on. Compare that to a classic high-quality $400 jacket that you'll wear, say, 200 times. Now you're at just $2 per wear. So which one is really cheaper? Thinking this way absolutely crushes most of those impulse buys. All right, next up is the replacement test. I want you to try this. Just walk through your house in your mind, look at all your stuff, and ask this one simple question for each item. If this thing vanished right now, would I actually go out and spend my hard-earned money to replace it? And you gotta be honest with yourself. That fondue set you got as a gift, the bread maker from 2008, for so much of our stuff, the real answer is nope. It's just there because of inertia, not because you truly want or need it. And all that stuff is silently costing you space and mental energy every single day. This way of thinking is also your secret weapon against upgrade culture. We are constantly bombarded with messages to replace our perfectly good phones, cars, TVs. Why? Just because a new one came out? just because we're a little bored, you have to remember this quote. Boredom is not failure. Just because your phone still works perfectly, but you're bored with it, that's not a good reason to drop $1,000. That's just clever marketing making you think you have a problem that you don't actually have. So why go through all this trouble? What's the real payoff here? Look, the goal isn't just to pile up more cash in a bank account. It's about something much bigger. It's about completely redefining what it even means to be wealthy. Because the true measure of wealth, it isn't about your possessions. It's about something called optionality. It's not about the stuff you have. It's about the choices you can make. Think about it. The old school traditional view of wealth is all about accumulation, right? More stuff, bigger houses, fancy cars. But this new view, it's about optionality. It's about being able to say, you know what? I'm going to quit this job I hate. Or I'm going to take 6 months off to be with my family. Or even, I'm going to take a risk and start that business I've always dreamed of. Those are the real signs of wealth. And those options only open up when you create that space between what you earn and what you spend. And what's so cool is that this starts a kind of virtuous cycle, a positive feedback loop. You spend less, which means you save more. That growing savings creates real security, a real safety net. And having that security, it actually reduces the emotional urge to go out and buy stuff to feel better or to keep up with the Joneses, which of course means you spend even less and save even more. Every time the wheel turns, it just gets stronger, and it pulls you faster and faster towards real freedom. So, in the end, it really all boils down to one simple but really profound question. When you look around at all the things in your life, and you think about the cost to buy them, the cost to store them, to maintain them, the mental space they take up, you have to ask yourself, do you own your possessions, or do they own you? And honestly, how you answer that is going to shape your entire financial future.